Hello, everyone. Welcome to the weekly meeting of the Phrancko Sweater Knitters. And please come and join us whenever you can. Anyone who knits and wants to chat with other knitters and show us what you're working on, we'd love to welcome you. Hi, Sumner.
Hi.
Hi, Sidra.
Hi, Frank.
Hi, Judith.
Hello.
I hear you're over COVID, and I'm really happy to hear that.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Hi, Mary.
Hello.
Hi, Serena.
Hello.
Hi, Jenny.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, Ron.
Hello.
Hi, Cindy.
Hi, Frank. Hi, everybody.
Hey, she popped in. Hi. I didn't see you.
Well, I tried to be fast.
So before we started the recording, we were all wishing Judith health, and you were saying you're still having a cough. I have a little bit of hoarseness today, but it's not COVID.
Good.
But I may not talk very much.
Did you go to the
Okay.
rave last night?
No, I think those days are over for me.
I don't know why I'm laughing. I couldn't imagine you, with your blue beard and
Yeah.
you'd have the energy.
Depends on the kind of raid.
How's everyone else?
I'm
Really
fine.
good, thanks.
Yeah.
No one's had COVID again, or for the first time like I did a few months ago.
Yeah.
That's good.
My husband, before Christmas, my husband had COVID and pneumonia at the same time.
Wow.
Ouch.
So
Oh.
he ended up in hospital for 10 days,
Oh.
very poorly with both COVID and pneumonia. And they have
Oh,
said
dear.
it'll be several months before he recovers properly. So it's
Goodness, Jenny.
not nice. No, not nice.
No.
Mm.
I sympathise with anybody with any of the symptoms of either COVID or pneumonia. It's just can
Yeah.
really
It's
not
terrible.
fix.
No,
Yeah.
not good.
It's good not to be alone in these moments, to have
Yes.
someone
Yeah.
at least once in a while to.
Yeah.
My wedding anniversary was spent with my husband and COVID.
Oh,
It was perfect. It was perfect. Since the majority of our marriage has been in lockdown anyway, it was appropriate.
Why is that? When did you get married?
Mhm.
I'm only going to be married 5 years this July.
Oh,
So pretty much the majority of my marriage has been during the pandemic.
yeah.
Went to Paris between lockdowns because
Oh,
literally they opened Paris. We went and then we left and they locked it down again. Like not even kidding.
Wow.
And
No
then-
more of those guys.
Yeah. Get those queens out of here. Damn it. And then we went to Korea and they're still every single person wearing a mask in public and public service announcements everywhere. And so all during COVID.
Hi,
If I could
Wally.
get-
We see you're here, but we can't see your face. Can we hear you if you say hi? Hi, Wally. Maybe not. Keep working on it, Wally.
So something funny for everybody. I spent all that time learning how to Portuguese knit. And then when I really needed it, I was lost. I had no idea. Like I thought, boy, I'm gonna really struggle with this intarsia flat until Ron opens his mouth and says, you know, so I'm like, oh, that's right. So I am so excited. My attention is the same Portuguese pearl and traditional knit.
Nice.
So
Great.
the fabric that's coming out is beautiful and it's fast and I'm not stuck trying to purl on the back. So thank you, Ron.
Occasionally, when I open my mouth, something helpful comes out. Mhm.
Very helpful.
But
I was
don't
so
get used to
excited.
it.
Of course.
Do you pearl differently then for Portuguese pearl? Is that a different pearl then?
Yeah,
It's a little
yeah.
different.
It's a little different because the yarn's in the front.
Right.
Yarn's not in the back. So
Around
a
like this.
Portuguese pearl is like a continental knit almost. It's like a flick.
Show us, Ron. You seem to be.
Can you see me?
Well, let me
Yeah.
spotlight you for a little bit better view.
Mhm.
Got it?
So
That's
what's the difference between Portuguese and Norwegian? I thought that was
Well-
like Norwegian where it went around your neck too. Tim, don't
Norwegian.
laugh
No,
at me.
Norwegian does not go around you. This is the
We
Not
heard
already.
you, Tim.
Oh, so Norwegian, you're holding it in the back. It's just a different way
Yeah,
to kind of
I'm
twist
kind
it.
of
Oh, I thought both of them were,
exaggerating the
you had it over your,
Yeah.
you had it in the front.
Mhm.
Okay.
Norwegian, you leave the thread in the back and you're doing a cha-cha-cha stitch. Like,
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah, so.
Yeah.
So
That was its
Norwegian
original name,
is
but they thought it
it's
lacked
like
dignity.
Norwegian is a variation of the way that you do it when you're holding your yarn regularly in your left hand.
Yes, yep.
Right.
Okay.
It's a left-handed
But
tensioning
Portuguese, you've actually you've changed where the yarn
Right.
totally
And you're
sits.
flipping it with your thumb.
Okay.
But it does, like mechanically, if we're comparing using right-handed and left-handed tensioning methods in the same project, for questions of like yarn dominance and things. So what Sumner was doing was working one yarn Portuguese and the other whatever right-handed tension you do.
Yeah, like this. Yeah.
Yeah.
With
And so the
tension.
Portuguese replaces another left-handed tensioning method for the sake of yarn dominance if you use one in each
Okay.
hand normally. So
Okay. All right.
rather than purling continental or Norwegian or some other left-handed tensioning method, you would
Okay.
put Portuguese there.
Okay.
Right. Because Portuguese, my left yarn is still always underneath. Like the non, so that, and then, so I'm still kind of holding them
You're
both.
still doing it
It
the
works out
same.
really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, it works
Okay,
the same.
good.
So
Great.
this is coming out amazing.
Oh, man. It's
Mm.
gorgeous.
Gosh, you're so
Nice.
fast. You make the rest of us
I-
just look like
yeah.
slugs.
Look at
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's
Yeah.
like seriously, last week I just rewatched the video. Last week he only has like this much of the barely ribbing at the bottom. I mean, it's like, look at how
Yeah, that's
long.
all I had. I had this little ribbon.
Oh,
And I
Wow.
only have like 3 of these before I start the decrease for the sleeves.
Mm.
Nice.
gosh.
Because it's the back. But I was so excited. I'm like, Ron, I had to text him on the phone. I'm like, Ron, look at this. And I sent him a picture of me all set up with my magnets. And I'm like, oh, he's so good. I'm like, I felt like such a dope. I'm like, I took all this time to learn how to Portuguese knit. So because it's more efficient when you're doing multiple colors. And then when I really could have used it, I'm like, I don't know. Kind of funny.
Oh, but with just a little suggestion from Ron, it came back and then you have
It
it.
did. Yeah. And I'm like, oh,
So that was
he's
good.
brilliant.
That was
It
good.
so works. I'm so excited. Because then now it's really fast to do the pearls.
That is great.
Yeah,
Hey,
it was
Wally, can
literally
we hear you
taking
now?
10 minutes to get to the end of
You
the
can
row.
hear me.
Good.
Oh,
I
there you
greeted
are.
you
Well,
when you
we
were
can
just a
see it
black
and everything.
screen
Oh, all right.
and you didn't answer, so I thought we didn't hear you or see you.
Oh, no. I've been hearing everybody ever since I got on.
Oh,
Oh,
I'm ready to throw out this computer though, because it's really being a pain. So
well, it seems to be
it's
working
time to
now.
get a new one.
Well, if you're like me, Wally, I'm sure that all the problems are with the computer. None of them are with me.
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
That's right.
Absolutely.
I have to turn this thing on an hour before I even get online here. It's
My
like,
God.
Oh gosh.
It's time to get a
like
new one.
forever. So
It's definitely time to
It
get a
has to warm
Yeah.
up and think about, do I really want to come on today or not?
Yeah, warm
like
up the
all of us, we
tubes.
have to warm up before we can move, right?
I don't know
Sure,
what
do
you're
this.
talking about.
Honey, I'm like an old Chevy. I'm like an old Chevy.
Prepare myself.
Well, this week here, it's been so miserably gray. It's depressing. Today was the first day the sun came out.
Oh, it's
Yeah, we
really
had
sunny and
sunshine for the
breezy.
first time in weeks.
Right, it's true.
That is you, Judith. So God bless you. That is you.
There was a little sunshine here early this morning and late in the afternoon.
We've experiencing these atmospheric rivers.
Yeah, I
one
saw
came
you.
through earlier this week,
Oh,
and now they
yeah.
say another one's coming through this evening, and it may dump as much as 10 or 12 inches of water on us.
Oh,
That is so much.
wow.
That's like landslide territory. You gotta
Yeah,
be careful.
that's flooding and landslides. It's
Mm.
all possible.
Is it supposed to happen in the Bay Area or just down in Southern California?
It starts in the Bay Area and then goes down to Southern California.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's
It's
just
going
one
down for
report I
Los
heard.
Angeles.
Mm.
You know, they may
Right?
change it before it's all here.
You were
I saw it on
getting
the
it too,
news.
Mary?
I'm supposed to begin early in the morning, 2-ish, 3-ish, and all day Monday.
Mm.
Presumably I'll get it
Mm.
sometime between the two of you. But we've had rain, an unusual amount. I haven't seen the sun so much, which is great for me. But my poor garden, well, I got some plants. I ordered some plants from like a native nursery specialty, some berry plants. So I got some salmon berries and some hacksaps and a currant bush that grow in our region, and they're doing well now. But then there's a couple little herb plants that we planted because our main planting season is here in February. Actually, it was late January at the time. Once it's nice and warm, it's time to plant. And then now they're standing in like 2 inches of water in my garden. Like, help me! I'm only a tiny little sage plant.
Mm.
But my new bushes are doing well. My hacksaps are looking great.
What is a hapsack?
It's a type of berry.
Oh, is it an edible one?
Mhm.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, they look like a sort of weird purple thing. They're kind of like they taste sort of like blueberries. You would use them as you would use a blueberry.
Yum, yum, yum,
Oh,
yum,
all
yum.
right.
I got a salmon berry bush and currants, and I love currants.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
love currants.
Do you guys have huckleberries there too?
People grow them. I don't know that there are any out wild
Oh no, we have
around
them.
me.
We
Just
have
because,
them. We have them wild, and we have the salmon berries a whole bunch too,
yeah,
as
you would
well
have
as
a lot
several
more
different
salmon berries than me.
blackberries. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I got the salmon berry because they are flood tolerant, which isn't something I really deal with environmentally here, except that one of my sprinkler lines over by where I planted it keeps breaking
Oops.
Hmm.
because
So you're testing the flood.
How flood tolerant are
Tolerance
you?
for it.
Because the gardener keeps running over my sprinklers.
What else is new? They do that everywhere.
And just like, could you please go around and not drive over the sprinkler that I know you know is there because I've made you replace it like 5 times? No?
They put
Okay.
flags here.
Yeah, we
Well,
do. We
They still run them
Last
over.
time we intentionally turned on the sprinkler system,
Ah.
set it to the one that floods and was broken, and had it running right when they would be coming over.
Hmm.
And they would
And they
see it,
still
and
ran it
Right.
over.
There's no way you're going to be able to ignore this if it's just shooting water like up
Well,
into the
maybe Tim, what you need to do is you need to make one of your little animals and have him attached to the little thing so they would see it and not
Oh
do it.
no, like putting a helpless person on a railway track.
Oh wow.
And then Tim twists his mustache. Would you like to see the latest animal Tim finished?
Oh, yes,
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes.
of course.
He's off to get it.
What
So when
a
he's
nice
back, you could
surprise.
all just go, oh. And then he'll be wondering what he did to make everyone mad for, oh, he's back.
Oh,
Look
Oh.
at that.
There he is.
Oh,
more and more fancy.
Yeah.
Cute.
cute.
Oh, he's
Oh,
adorable.
look at that.
Little tail.
Oh, that's
So cute. So
I
cute.
love braces, they're lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Found on Ravelry or from a book.
Yeah.
Really?
He modified the feet.
Oh, look at that.
She originally was gonna have the feet be like white all the way around, and then had like a bubble stitch to do the toes.
Mhm.
I thought, well, that doesn't make sense to me visually, so I just like made my own toes and sewed them on.
How cute.
I like that.
Look at that.
And he
So
didn't have a tail in the original pattern. Like, wait a minute.
Well, they have to have a tail.
Yeah.
Come on.
How can they hold on to one another while Henry Mancini plays?
That's exactly it.
So
Darling.
nice.
Love
Oh.
it, love it.
Where,
Pretty
The
cool.
eyes.
where does he
cute,
display
so
them?
cute.
They wind up around the amigurumi display
Oh, all right.
because we have a whole section of amigurumi is big.
Mhm.
And so we have a section of amigurumi appropriate yarns, and projects wind up there up until the moment my mother sees them.
Oh, and then, and
Take
then,
her out of the store.
Then they leave the shop.
Yeah.
aha.
That's what happened to the seahorse.
Very
I
cute.
saw that one appeared in a commercial on Instagram, I believe it was.
Oh yeah.
Mhm. I saw that
It
too.
was really cute. Yes. Inviting everyone to come to the store.
Oh.
Sorry. It's our
Look at
mascot.
that.
Yeah.
That's
So are they
very
mostly
cute.
crocheted? They're mostly crocheted, right?
Yeah.
Oh.
These are the class project for our introductory amigurumi class because they're mostly just spheres and a few different ways of sewing things on and stuffing them.
Oh.
So this was the pattern we developed for our introductory amigurumi class, and then they just sort of become the shop mascot. And now I'm a member.
Would you write that word into the chat so I can put it in the description so everybody can know what exactly that is?
The word
look it up?
amigurumi.
Amigurumi, amigurumi.
Yeah, and so they're called boogles.
So
Oh,
cute.
what, sorry?
Me. Ooh. Amigurumi.
Amigurumi. What does
Yes.
what does it mean?
Ami is the Japanese for something that has been knitted or crocheted.
Ah.
Okay. I figured
And
it was animal.
so the other part of the word, garumi, is a clipping of the word that means stuffed animal.
Oh,
Okay.
So it's a portmanteau word that means knitted or crocheted stuffed animal.
Stuffed animal. Okay. Huh. Cute.
Japanese is one of those languages that does not distinguish between knitting and crochet in verb form.
Okay.
But yeah, Tim has taken off with the crochet. Right now the elephant gets a hat.
He gets a little fedora.
Oh, fun.
yeah.
Here's the top of it so far.
Oh, God.
So there's the top of his little hat.
Oh, look at
Oh.
that.
What separates us from the animals is our ability to accessorize.
Cute.
With
Cute.
crochet, it seems like you can do so much more shaping.
Yeah,
But that was knitted.
Yeah.
that was
Was-
the
was-
crochet.
So that-
Mhm.
that's
Ah,
crochet.
okay.
Yeah,
Sorry.
because some of the things that make crochet, I wouldn't say they're drawbacks, but there's something that people often dislike about them for wearables is that crochet stitches are often dense. Crochet fabric is often very thick, unless you make large stitches, which turn out very gappy. But that same thing makes it very good for sculptural pieces that are meant to hold their shape when they are stuffed. And you could make, of course, people do all the time, knitting things that are stuffed. You just knit them very densely. But because knitting is so stretchy in every direction, once you stuff a knitted creature to a certain point, it's always just kind of gonna be a sphere and makes itself very round. But crochet, working in single crochet, and Tim likes to work very, very densely. It lends itself well to making sculptural three-dimensional shapes that hold more complicated shapes than the equivalent knitting would.
Yeah.
All of
neat.
those tough projects in England, they're all crocheted,
Yes,
correct?
Toft
Yeah.
is-
Yeah.
we carried
What's-
some of those.
What's that called?
Toft,
Tufts.
T-O-F-T.
Tuff.
Tough?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Martin in on 365.
Nice, it's on there to
He
different things.
crochets them all the time. He always has one of those little animals there.
Oh. I thought you were talking about the little kits by Toft.
Well, no, they're all kinds of animals and people. They crochet, and
Yeah.
during the Christmas, I think that during Christmas they have to order them in August for everybody to get them. So
Yes.
yeah. I have one kit, but I haven't even opened it. So somewhere in the pile of everything else.
Yeah, we carried kits for a while and then kind of drifted away from them because the people who were really into it didn't want to come make like the dog that we had a kit for. They knew what they wanted to make, so it was better just like, here's the yarn, here's all the yarn. And then it's funny because like you need so many little bits of little colors, and they just got this big thing of little balls of yarn.
And they have jewelry too they put on it. So
So Wally, are you adjusted to retirement?
yeah.
Doesn't take long.
I'm going out to eat tonight again after we leave here. Every Saturday night we're out eating somewhere. So
Well, that's good.
yeah, retired people do not cook for some reason. I don't know why. But
No time.
there's no time,
That's
right?
right, there's no time.
Yeah, I
You
don't
go-
think like, I'm wondering how I have time to work. I'm so busy.
Right.
When I'm retired, I'm thinking,
Oh wait, you'll be busier.
yeah, I probably will be.
There is not enough hours in the day to do what you want to do.
No,
or
I've been
go.
saying that all week. I wish there were more hours in the day.
Okay, you know.
Yes.
There are
Yeah.
some things I can do more efficiently, but it is impossible to make a 3-hour nap take any less time than 3 hours.
No,
That's
no,
right.
I know.
There should be a pill for that.
Yeah. I love my naps. On
We
my
all
days
do.
off.
Hey,
Oh my goodness.
Oui, but I'd rather play.
Yeah, me too. Like tomorrow, I want to squeeze in. I got to make some caramels, and I
Caramels,
just have
oh.
to squeeze it in, right? Because you gotta
Do
have
what?
time. Make
Do what?
caramels, the
Caramels.
chewy caramels,
Eh,
candy. I want to make candy,
Here, it's Valentine's Day. You got to make candy.
but everything takes time, right? You
Well,
gotta
yeah.
set aside the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
I like making cinnamon buns.
Oh, nice.
I just don't have a table long enough to roll out the dough.
Yeah. Yeah, if I was gonna make croissant, I'd have to take out a wall.
Yep.
No.
Yeah,
Goodness.
yeah.
Don't they
That's
just sell
something.
tabletop laminators at the office supply?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still thinking about taking my sister's table that's in the garage and bringing it here and using that. So
Yeah, the pastry, you definitely need a big surface.
yeah, you need a big one. I
Yeah.
still think I'm going to bring it because then I can. What do? Block everything and put it on the table. So
Yeah.
yeah, so more stuff.
More stuff.
Let me show my sweater.
Mm.
Oh, you're
look,
getting there.
look at that.
It's coming along.
Yeah, look at that.
Very nice.
Yep.
Coming along.
Yes.
I love the
Mm.
color.
Yes.
Yeah, I really love the color. It's great.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Mm.
The fit looks great too.
Yeah. Frank, you should be proud.
I'm so thrilled. Cast On magazine came out this week with my yoke sweater in it.
Yeah, I saw
All
it.
right.
And I named it Fulfilled Dream Sweater, because it
Okay.
fulfilled my dream of doing a sweater completely in the round, except for the few short rows on the back. That doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
Mais non, it's okay.
Congratulations on that.
I'm
Yes.
very
Yes.
thrilled with
Yeah.
it, and I'm looking forward to getting feedback from all of you who are test knitting it. So
Okay,
can
so
put it on the website
okay.
as another option.
I think you have a similar expression in English. In French, it's prendre le taureau par les cornes, take the bull by the horns.
Ah, yes.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm gonna do. So I've been a bad student.
You will not get away with saying that with me. You patiently knitted yoke after yoke. Okay, I'll let you talk now.
I flunked the knit test because look, my gauge was not. I did not knit with the gauge I thought I should have. So look, it kind of puffs here.
Oh,
Oh, all right.
It's too small. So
Oh.
I flunked. I'm sorry, but it's not.
But
it's
it
not
looks
your
great.
pattern.
Yeah, it looks nice though.
Lovely.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
see, I wanted it to be a little not as snug as this is. So
Ah.
my gauge is really different than what it should have been, but I didn't even weave the ends. But it still is nice, but it should be better. I should make it better.
What did you do under the arms? On the sides?
What do you mean?
Under the side, you have a different stitch? Is that what you've got?
So,
under your-
sorry?
On the side of your sweater? You have a
Oh.
different stitch there? No,
Oui,
no, on the-
yes.
No, the
Under your
other,
arm.
on the seam side, the
Body.
seam,
Oh,
yes,
yes.
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Wow.
Wow,
Very
beautiful.
cute.
that's nice.
Thank you.
Very
You
cute.
should be publishing some designs in
Yeah.
No, I can't do that.
It's beautiful.
It's over my abilities.
It's not, Judith. You did
No,
wonderful work.
not even close. You should do that, Judith.
No, but
Absolutely.
I
But you
I
gotta
think
remember, you've done a design on it and everything.
yes.
That takes it, you have to take that in consideration, all the, how to do that. And what that little glitch you got is not really noticeable. To you it is, but maybe it wouldn't be for anybody else.
I think I don't want people to think that the Phrancko pattern is at fault. It's my gauge. It's smaller than it should have been. So that's why I say I failed. I flunk.
That's hardly a fail.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
not fail at
not a
all.
fail.
No,
Well, we
not
all
even
think it's
close.
beautiful, and you shouldn't
Yeah.
be
Thank
ashamed
you.
of it.
No,
Thank you, but I wanted to make it what do I say?
Perfect. That's what you're looking for is perfection.
yeah, well, it doesn't work like that.
Mhm.
No.
So make another one and do it in the gauge you think is going to be correct.
Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
That's what I should
So-
do.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
faux seam is a nice idea on a
Yeah,
round
that's
sweater.
gorgeous. That's a nice seam.
I have
like it.
a faux seam on some of my Phrankkos because I think it sits better, right?
Yeah.
Oui.
So,
Right.
and it's also a good place to take in the sweater as I'm going down, so it's not just straight down and sit like a bell. Because sometimes a round sweater will have a bell effect. So it's nice to be able to taper it at that faux seam, and it gives a nice structure to it. Very nice. Yeah, très joli.
Merci. So Frank, I might do another sweater test or whatever.
Okay.
I'm already working on design thoughts for my next one.
See, it really is inspiring, isn't it?
It really is.
I'm still doing my underarm decreases because I'm enormous.
You're a what?
Enormous, very large.
Oh, no, you're not. You're a tiny little bear.
It's not a value judgment. I just happen to be enormous.
But you're tall also.
Yes.
Aren't you tall?
Yes,
Six
Normal tall.
6'3"?
like I can get stuff off the fridge, but children don't point and stare in the street.
Well, I'm
But-
shaped like a barrel, so I need, don't worry about it.
Yeah, my recurring nightmare is that Donkey Kong will throw me.
Oh, that's funny.
But here's my PPP sweater. I'm at the bottom of the yoke.
Show us.
So
Oh,
So nice. Can you refresh my memory? The yarn you're using? What is
this
it?
is 2 strands held together of Jody Long Alba.
It's Tweety. That I like it so much. Oh,
Beautiful. It's soft. It's got some alpaca in. You can see
oui.
some fuzz coming out of the top.
Oui,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
got a light halo. The
oui.
colors are great. It's recently come out. There's also a yarn called Alba Aran, which is just exactly what I'm doing. It is 2 strands of the yarn put together to make. So some of the colors are available in an Aran weight already, but it's normally a sport weight. But I hold it double and just pull from the outside and inside of the ball simultaneously.
And Ron,
And then
I
it comes
heard-
out as Aran weight.
Yes.
Okay.
I heard some people complain about other yarn that is a tweed yarn, that the little you call it nups.
The net,
How do you say
the neps.
neps?
Yes.
So they say that the neps comes off easily. Is this the case with? I'm sure you're gonna say no, but please
No,
confirm
let
it.
me see if I can get you a nice view of where some of the neps are. So some of them, they appear to kind of float on the surface of the yarn and
Yes,
they will
yes.
come off. They're not spun tightly in.
Oui.
In this particular yarn, let me see. Will you focus?
Oh, they're pretty in there. Yeah.
They're so in there that
in
they're.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
So it contributes a visual texture to the yarn more than a physical
Right.
texture.
I like that. I like that.
And
Oh,
some of them are more plain than the others. Tim, can you hand me that chicken in progress?
I'm gonna Google it, but how many colors?
Alba comes in a lot. Alba Aran is
Yeah.
fewer. This is an emotional
nice.
support chicken in
Oh,
progress.
oui,
Have
An
you seen that
emotional
pattern?
support chicken.
oui.
Mon Dieu.
So my mother saw it, and so I'm making one for my mother. And what I've done here to make it look like a chicken, this is the Aran.
Wait.
Well, look how thick that is.
So as you can see, it's just
Mm.
2 strands spun together at the mill.
Oh,
Wait.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Wait.
Gotcha.
Okay.
That's cool.
And then here, I've got yarn in the regular Alba in the same color,
Mm-hmm.
1 strand, and then 1 strand of black to be little black feathery bands around my chicken's neck and tail.
Oh, I love that future chicken.
That's so much fun.
That's the other thing I have working on.
Oh,
It looks so good.
I'll put a link to the pattern in they're fun. It's the shaping is a lot of little short sections of short rows, so it's pretty engaging and you feel like you've made a lot pretty quickly. Oh, see, there's a ball of Aran compared to the regular ball.
can't wait.
Very pretty.
Mm.
Yeah, I like the idea of the sport weight because I love a sweater you can wear inside.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And sport weight does intarsia real nice, and it also does the Fair Isle good.
And we're coming up on what I like to call here swelter weather.
What's that?
The opposite of
What's-
sweater weather.
Swelter weather.
Swelter. To be very
Really hot.
120-degree summers.
Oh, you're exaggerating. 115 maybe. So yeah, we have to have light options. But the yarns with a halo like that, even though it's a very light halo, they still knit up and they can stay very open because they sort of hold themselves apart that way. That's what I've got on the burners. 1 sweater, 1 chicken.
Ron, I looked up the Alba on the Twisted Skein website, and you have 26 colors.
Yeah.
Oh,
And I'm in the middle. We're in the middle of our website is bugging out, and we're going through every pictures are disappearing. I went through the Jody Long Chow is all updated, but all the pictures got scrambled. So like alabaster was dark brown and cocoa was purple.
Oh,
And
wow.
what happened? It took me like 2 hours to sort it out. And
Oh,
then
no.
there are also bugs in our inventory.
Oh,
Someone
wow.
ordered a yarn. She ordered 8 skeins of a yarn that we had 3 of. And
Oh, no.
sometimes this happens and there are miscounts, but then I got on the like Backstage website where I look at the inventory, and it said that we still had 5 left after the 8 she ordered. And then Tim looked on the app on his phone and it said we still had 14 in stock.
Oh, boy.
So there were like 3 different counts of the inventory for this item, and it let a customer order some that just did not exist.
no.
And pulling my beard out, that's why it's so much shorter this week.
Mais oui, yes, we noticed.
So
Now we know why.
yes,
So you have gremlins.
it's always been a great service that I use, but something is going on right now, and this is why I need the 3-hour nap.
Well, if a beard is a sign of stress or not, then Tim is quite relaxed.
No, Tim is the opposite. Tim's hair poof collapses.
I mean, just Tim looks like he's totally relaxed.
Yeah. Well, see, if Tim's hair poof goes like a souffle, you know he's had a bad time.
Ah, our body tells us so much about ourselves,
Yeah.
doesn't it? We can't hide.
Let's not go there. I don't want to
No,
talk
no,
about my
no, you're
body.
right. You're right, Sonia.
So, yeah.
Well, let me show you what I've been working on this week. I
Yes,
have
please.
been exploring yarns to use on a project.
Ah,
And the project is intended to be an illustration of ladderback jacquard, and I'm going to do a hat. So I've been looking for the right yarn to use for a ladderback jacquard, and I knitted 3 swatches, which I'll show you, using 3 different yarns.
yes.
And they're all done with ladderback jacquard, as you see on the back here.
Yes.
So let me make sure I get the names right. And this one is Plymouth Yarns DK Merino Super Watch. And if you stretch it just a little bit, you start to see the color on the back because the holes open up so easily.
Yeah.
I was hoping to not be able to see the yarn on the back, but especially where you end the ladder back, you see real dots of red coming through.
Yes.
But it's a beautiful yarn. It's very soft and drapey, and it would be great for a sweater. And so I don't know, that's got its pros and cons.
It's electric.
Yes. And it's a little bit more electric in the video than it is in life, but it is pretty electric, yes. And then the second one is Nitpicks Gloss DK, which I made a sweater with and I loved it. And it actually is more successful. I pull it apart and I don't see much of the alternate color in the back. So, and it's also soft and drapey.
Yeah.
The only problems I see with it are these 2 points here and here. And those are both places where I started a ladderback jacquard chain. And I have tried to tighten them, pull them tighter. I can't make them go away on the front.
How'd you start it? Did you do a lifted?
No, I don't use the lifted increase because that shows much worse than other increases. I use
Okay.
the make one right or make
Okay.
one left. I'm not sure which. But on other yarns, that has worked really well. Look, compare it to the first one. You don't see those at all on this one. And
Right.
All right.
there are two on each side of the circle.
Right.
Very interesting.
I don't know why they showed on this one and not on the other ones. I did the exact same stitch.
Can you repeat which knit pick you use for this one?
This is gloss DK weight. Gloss. It's
Okay,
about
gloss.
15% silk, which gives it a little bit of a sheen. I really like the yarn a lot.
It's beautiful.
And then the
It's a
third
nice
one
green.
is Brooklyn Tweed Arbor.
Oh, wow.
And it worked best of all.
Yes.
And mostly because it has a little bit of, I don't know what you call it, a little bit of, it's not as
Crunch.
smooth a yarn. It has a little bit of, what would you call that? It's not really,
Texture.
Crunch, crunch.
yeah, yeah,
That's technical.
The type of
that's
wool,
right.
like
A little bit of fiber connected to along the way.
Is it a
Little
woolen
stickiness.
spun yarn?
What'd you say, Ron?
Is it a woolen spun yarn?
Yes, it's woolen spun.
Ah,
Because it looked
that's
like,
why.
based on the stitches, is the second one worsted spun and the first one a cabled yarn?
ooh.
I don't know that either one is a cabled yarn.
No, because I noticed the first one had asymmetrical stitches, which I think is what was causing it.
This one?
Yeah.
Oh, asymmetrical. Yeah, you're right.
And that's often a product of having a cabled yarn. And it's a
Yes, we.
superwash, you said? So if you twist that apart, are the plies plied?
I'm twisting and the plies
Oh,
look like, no, I don't know what they are. It's not quite in focus, is it? I mean, not
no.
really fine focus,
That's like an 8-ply.
but they do, yes, there are 4 plies and each one is 2 plies.
There you go. I think that's what's causing that in the first stitch. And so I think you've discovered that like these 3 constructions of these yarns you chose are very good for this demonstration because you've got a cabled yarn, a traditional like off the shelf worsted, and this woolen yarn, which does the best.
And you're saying this one is cabled? So,
Yeah, that's the name of that construction.
I see.
When the whole yarn is, the singles are plied, and then those plied yarns are plied together to make
That's
a yet
right.
larger yarn.
That's how it's constructed, yes. And this is woolen spun, and it doesn't show anything anywhere, even when I stretch it apart pretty nicely. On the other hand, it's a fairly coarse fabric.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great for a hat. It's going to, give the hat some substance, but it doesn't have the drape that the others have, and it just feels a little. It doesn't give you the soft, plushy feel that I kind of like on my sweaters. But it certainly would make a warm sweater. So I'm not saying there's something wrong with the yarn. And so this is probably the one that I will use for a project, for a hat.
And which one was that again, please?
This is the
Brooklyn Tweed.
Brooklyn Tweed Arbor.
Okay.
Arbor is a 100% American targee wool, and it's DK weight. These are all DK weight yarns.
Okay.
And thought you might want to see the ladder back jacquard on each one.
It's fun to watch you do your process.
I agree. It's very informative.
Yeah.
Well, I learn a lot before I start the actual project. you know, by just trying things out.
And Ron's comments helps
I
also.
spend a lot of time looking at yarn, that's all.
Well, Ron, you teach all of us a lot. Well, actually, we all teach each other, I guess.
Yes, yeah, there's a lot of information here.
Yes.
And
yes.
it's not just the yarn construction, although that's a big part of it, but it's like some is super washed and
Yeah.
some the
Yes.
different actual fibers that are in it, it's
Yes.
gonna make it behave
Good
differently.
point.
That's right.
Yeah.
And Targi is a very like, it's not the softest yarn in the hand, but it is very like spongy. And
It's got a weird little crimp that it like grips together, and
yeah,
it does really well that way. It has a lot of spring to it.
yeah. But it
Okay.
definitely feels like wool.
I bet it felts easily, huh?
I bet it does.
It can,
But it's awful expensive to felt that. The Targi,
So
that's an
you're right.
expensive.
See, it's real
No.
squishy.
It is. It's very springy.
Oh, wow.
But
This
what's
is
the
great.
cost on that one?
The
Is that
cost,
about $20 a skein?
all of these are 50-gram skeins, and I don't remember the cost. They're all between $11 and $20, I think.
Yeah, I think your Targi is the 20.
Oh, okay. Target is more expensive usually.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Well,
okay.
I think, isn't it like American
Yeah.
made and that
Yeah,
sort of stuff?
Yeah.
So, it is that way.
And Merino's
okay.
so popular. Like, you have to almost search out Targi. It's worth it. I think it.
You
I've
do
heard
have to.
people
You
talk
do
it
have to
like
search it out. Yeah.
Shetland.
Mhm.
People compare it to Shetland, and I think, but
I
just
I
kind
feel
of
like
being
Shetland is a
sticky.
little more it is sticky, but I feel like Shetland is more hairy and slightly coarse feeling, where Targi is just that springy. If you look at the crimp of the actual locks.
Yeah, I'd love to get my hands on it and knit some. That'd be nice.
Mm-hmm.
It's in the queue. I'll put it in the queue.
Add it to the list.
It's on deck.
It's funny. It's interesting, Frank, that you were talking about the different fibers and kind of how they reacted. I've knitted a bunch of Phrankkos, and I got the Henley back this week, which was the one that I did for Jimmy, the 6-foot tall guy, and he wanted me to wash it and to depill it, and so I got this really great sweater thing that you just like shave it, and it plugs into the USB port to charge up. You don't even have to use regular batteries. It was great. And so I did that, but the thing was, the yarn that I used for that had a little bit of cashmere and stuff in it, and so it made for a very soft sweater. But his sweater has pilled more than a bunch of the other ones that I did, that I've done, that have been worn the same amount from about the same time. And I thought about how I didn't take into consideration that as much when I first started knitting all the sweaters, that it was like, oh, I just like how this feels. This is so nice. This is a cool color. And I did it, and I did a sample, and I liked how the swatch felt, and he loves it, and he wears it all the time. But I didn't think about really how much hardware they would get, and how that would be. And so it's kind of like that's something that I think I'm going to consider more when going forward, of not just that I like the yarn, but I think this one might have been a little bit worn a little bit better if I would have maybe knit it at a slightly tighter gauge. And then the other thing that I got, that I did just get, got it here. I got some Petersham ribbon. It's kind of like grosgrain ribbon.
Okay.
Yeah. But I'm going to put it inside the neckband. The neck on the where the buttons are, it kind of like wants to curl up a little bit. And I remember seeing Petersham inside of some of my grandmother's sweaters that she had, that were her cardigans, that she would have it on inside on the thing, and it's just hand stitched in. And Petersham is stuff that they use when they do tailoring and stuff to kind of like give a little bit of structure to it, but it's still, as you can see, it's real soft, but it has a little bit of structure like that. So I think I'm going to put that on the other part, but the D pillar worked wonderful. That was great. And,
yes,
and it's
I
funny.
went through the same transition when I first started knitting sweaters. I liked the soft, fuzzy feel of yarn, and the fuzzier it is, the more it tends to pill, is what I decided. And in my later ones, I tend to use superwash yarns, which are smooth and, at least until you wash them a few times and the superwash wears out. But I don't wash my sweaters that often, so they're doing better.
Yeah, none of these have washed theirs very often. Usually they give them back to me to wash, and so they'll like get washed a couple times a year, literally.
Yeah.
Even the ones that they wear all the time under their jackets at the barn. And everything is held up really well, and it still fits really well, except for Ivy's, which I made for her when she was 9, and she's 13 now, so that one doesn't fit anymore.
Oh dear.
But we washed that and have that one all packed away. She's talked about that she'll keep it for when she has kids or nieces and nephews, that they can wear that sweater that I made.
Yeah, my Andiamo sweaters, I have to pill a lot, but I just love them and I so don't mind.
Wait. So, Sumner, you're saying that it pills?
Yeah.
Okay, so does my dress that I made. I call it my muumuu.
Yeah.
It does pill. Yeah, because it's
a muumuu. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
a comfortable
it's
dress.
It's not fitted,
Yeah.
It's very comfortable, so I call it my muumuu. And it
I
does,
so love that yarn.
Mais oui,
So
it's beautiful.
I find a cashmere comb, Judith, works better on the Andiamo than the
Wait.
So do you know a cashmere comb? You know what that is?
No.
Let me go get a cashmere comb. I'll show you.
Okay.
I have a de-pilling machine, a de-pilling comb.
Yeah, mine is like a
works real well.
Oh, it's a comb. Oh,
well,
mine is like a
kind of
shaver.
It's kind of a bar.
Mine looks like mine looks
it's like a bar on a handle.
Is what it is.
Oh,
yes. Okay. I have I don't know how they call it.
I don't know how to call it either.
Gleamer.
Is
that it?
Oh,
and
that's
someone
not what I
me?
have.
This is a cashmere comb.
It's not a cashmere comb. Okay.
But
I can
when
only
I use
see.
it,
Wait. I can only see. Okay, now I see you.
So it's good for cashmere, obviously, but what I find, because of how it depills, after I depill, it doesn't pill as fast.
Okay.
That's true.
Because it kind of lines up the hairs along the stitches.
Straightens
out
out
how you depill it.
fibers. Oh, okay.
It kind of, I don't know. So it works, and it's.
Okay.
I find it really helpful. My regular depiller, I think sometimes it wants to take too much off the sweater.
Oh.
Boy, I understand.
Right, and I like the fuzziness of the Andiamo.
But I was thinking, the fabric I made with the Andiamo light, I really like. I don't want it to be. I don't want it to be denser. So if it pills, it made me think. It makes me think that I should have knitted it tighter, but I don't know. So it's nice that we have this discussion. I want to have your
of my Andiamo sweater. I love the fabric. It's very comfortable. if it were
Mhm.
denser, I don't think I would like it as much.
Mais non.
It wouldn't be as
Yeah.
comfortable.
Mhm.
It's wool pills. Suck it up.
Oui.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same for
Or
you.
shave it off.
Same for you,
Jimmy
Cindy.
really
Well,
likes
suck it
Jimmy
up.
really likes his, and I asked, it's like, would you rather have one that I knit denser? And he said no, but I
Okay.
do think for his, because it's like as he's worn it, it does have such a looseness to it. It doesn't hold its structure as much. You can see on the elbows, it kind of like dimples more, and it just
oui.
it hangs rather than drapes as much. And so I think that one I should have done
Oh,
just a tiny bit.
okay.
Okay, well, it's time for us to say goodbye, but Cindy,
No.
I have to ask before we go, what's the status of your vest?
Oui. Please show us.
The front.
Oh,
Here's the front. I just have
exciting.
I just have a few more rows to finish.
You're
But
happy
it goes
with your
way over here.
result?
I am. I think it's
Yes.
gonna be great. So I just have a few
It
more to
looks
finish
good.
the front. So we'll see. Maybe next week it'll be blocked and started to sew together. You never know.
Good, good.
Well, we kind of let time get away from us this time. We didn't all show what we were working on, but it was a wonderful time together as usual. And thank you all for coming.
It
Have a nice
was.
week.
Two.
Thanks,
See you.
everyone.
Bye, everyone.
Next
Bye-bye.
week.
Bye.
Bye.